Smack dab in the middle of I-295 that encircles the city of Jacksonville in northeast Florida, there's a good look at TIAA Bank Field. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Rodgers going to come out throwing. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
From just shy of midfield, Winston looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Jags are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Give him 30 yards there. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Rodgers. He's able to find Miller. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
On first down, Rodgers. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. K.J. Hamler, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Jameis to throw it. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. A big completion there against double coverage. And Charles, one of those guys had a pick on him earlier.
Yeah, so he didn't allow that to deter him at all, did he? In fact, it probably was a challenge. Okay, you got to pick me for? It's my turn now to make the big play, and that's exactly what he did.
DJ Reader there on the tackle.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. These two teams, division rivals, of course, and you remember back to Week 18 last year, although Colts fans don't want to remember back to Week 18 last year. The Colts needed a win, and the Jags, they were kind of looking ahead to 2022. But the 2-win Jags came up with one of the shockers of the season. They stunned the Colts 26-11 in Jacksonville, and that loss ultimately kept Indianapolis home for the playoffs. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Touchdown, Indianapolis! Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. With the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. This is Miller, complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seed. And the Colts are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. 7-7, our score after one. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Ready?
They'll try the left side with Taylor. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
When you try to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
Second down, another run with Taylor. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, his third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Colts have moved out in front. Extra point up and good from Santoso. And that makes the score 14-7. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. On the return, Marcus Jones from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard.
Excellent. Go to 50. Hey, you want more here.
Here's Rodgers. He'll get this to Hamler over the middle. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. The Jaguars had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road, but now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
And Rodgers intercepted a third time. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Extra point up and good from Santoso. And it's now 21-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Bryce Hall. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. To throw is Winston. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Now Winston on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
On play action, Winston. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jalen Waddle, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good from Santoso. And the lead is up to 15 now. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers. This pass caught by Hamler. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an interesting question because a lot of it depends on the head coach and the people making the decisions. You have to know your quarterback and know if he's mentally tough enough to have a chance to turn it around. Or is he a guy that maybe you've seen enough and it's time to go to the...
He's got a man, complete. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. A big play there just before halftime, and even 60 yards. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Colts are able to add on to their first-half lead. Extra point up and good from Santoso. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Hey, take 26. Yeah, this. Hey, 88. Watch it. Come out. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. And the delay of game penalty makes this much more difficult. 3rd and 8.
Take 30.
Now Rodgers. He'll go up top here for Hamler. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And the Colts are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis, operating gun, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. Hines opting not to risk it, and this will come out to the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 120 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Play action now. Winston. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And Danielle Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
It was great just to see Danielle Hunter back on the field after missing all of 2020 with a neck injury. When he's on top of his game, book it for the Pro Bowl, and he'll always be contending for All-Pro status.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Frankly, I don't know that this defense knows what to do anymore. Just look at their body language out there. The passing game has absolutely been relentless throughout.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, 26 yards, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point up and good from Santoso, and that'll push the lead up to 29 now. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible, let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Rodgers now on 1st down. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Throwing now is Rodgers. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Rodgers going to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game. But that's something right there, still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 169 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. And he's got it. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Taylor is into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. And that is what you call lowering the boom down near the goal line. He was going to force his way in no matter what.
They always talk about low man wins when it comes to the offensive line, having the leverage to move the defenders. It's strong man wins when it comes to tackling in the red zone. And if you happen to be the low man and the strong man, that's a huge win.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Bryce Hall. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. They'll try and run. Taylor. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as he'll stop him well short of the yellow line. A good job there defensively to stop him for a gain of just 4, and that'll bring up 4th and goal. Or if this defense can hold him to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. This started with 1st and goal.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Colts get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point up and good from Santoso. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Taken at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball. And it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts. It's J.O.K. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in there for the sack.
Hey, take 26. Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it.
To try again after the sack. Rodgers, right side, it's Hamler pulling it in. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Jaguars. K.J. Hamler, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars are able to at least get one score back. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points, but he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down with this deficit. He might need to score a couple more times.
Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And no thought of a return here for Hines. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is... This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Colts. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. Open man is Duvernay. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Rodgers now on first down. And my goodness, another interception. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Colts are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, it hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. Yeah, he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
First and 10, Taylor now.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
202 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy that... And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule, because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
And they will not get a chance to return this one, as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that.
And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Bryce Hall. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
Running left, Taylor.
And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
They run once more with Taylor.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on third down. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
On third down, here's Taylor.
And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains.
They'll run here with Taylor.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
So, Charles, they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. Now, last week, they had the close victory. This one more commanding, much more comfortable.
Well, the sense we got from them was that last week they felt like they didn't play their best. They got the win, but they weren't really on top of their game. But they put it all together here in this one, haven't they? What an impressive, impressive performance.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward
into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on and get back to practice in the next couple of days.
That's going to be caught downfield by Miller. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
Inside.
Now Rodgers, a free play. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
One final try now for Rodgers. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Colts come up with a late turnover.